Okay, my name is Russell B. Couples, and I was wanting to show you all the difference between a Redcat. This is a Redcat. I apologize. Volcano EPX. This is not the Pro version. This is the regular Volcano. You ought to excuse the videography. I'm not very good at this. But now this is a Blackout. I don't have a whole lot of great lighting, but this right here is a Blackout by Redcat, and this is the Pro version. Okay, the difference is, for one thing, you've got a sensorless motor. I mean a brushless motor right here and a brushless ESC. Over here, let's see if I can find him here. Over here you got a brushed motor with a brushed ESC. Now they claim this truck here can run off of a 2S LiPo. That's not right, because we did it, and you can, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it got awful hot inside the motor here. We used one of those laser temperature gauges, and it showed 170 degrees on this motor after running. We only run it about half through. We didn't even run the LiPo all the way through. We just ran it halfway through, and this motor got 170 degrees, and it wasn't smoking. I can't understand why, but it wasn't smoking. If you'll look at the links, let me see if I can get him over here. If you look at these links, I'm not good at this at all. I'm sorry. If you look at them links right there, and the servo saver, which is right here, this is one of those wedge style or angle cut servo savers, to where when it hits real hard, it'll kind of pick up and relax. This one over here has a servo saver that is built on the side. Let me see if I can get the light on it. I suck at this. I'm so sorry, y'all. Right there. Right there. It's got one of the, it's on the side. Now this right here is a modified version of the original. The original wasn't worth a flip. This right here's got a spring in it. It's a lot better. But if you look at the size of the drive shaft. Let me see if I can find him here. I don't know if you can. No, you can't see that. But the drive shaft is smaller on the Pro version than it is on the Volcano EPX. You can see how big how big the let me make this bigger here. There we go. I can tell a little more about it now. I'm about blind as a bat. But you can see the drive shaft that goes in the center here is bigger than it is on the Blackout Pro. And if you look right here at these shock towers, see how thick these shock towers are? And it's got aluminum top shocks, aluminum caps. These are not full aluminum shocks, but they are oil filled, and there's 8 of them, to where there's only 4 on the Pro Blackout. Now this is the XTE, which is a truck version. They make a short course version, and which is a SC, and they make a buggy version, which is XBE. This is mine. I bought this one over here for my grandson. Right here, I bought this one for my grandson. This, like I said, is the Volcano EPX non-Pro version. Non-Pro version. And this is the Pro version of the Blackout. And it's nowhere near the vehicle. If you'll look, these little, I don't know if you can see them or not. Try pulling them up here. I am so sorry about the videography. But if you look at them links, how little they are, and they just snap off the ball joint. It just snaps. They just snap off. But you can snap them back on. And another thing, listen to the gear mesh. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it's real rough gear mesh. This one right here is smooth as silk. Listen. See, it's smooth as silk. And look at the end links on this one. Let me see if I can find a good one here. I don't know if you can see how thick that is. That is a real thick end link. They are good end links. And even well, it looked like the link was bigger, but I guess it ain't. Or isn't. And if you'll notice, there's a aluminum brace that goes right here, across here. And it's got, of course, the aluminum backbone right here. And of course, so is this one. This one has got the aluminum backbone also. But the shock tower on this one is aluminum. That's aluminum shock tower. But if you'll notice, the body post is only held on with one screw. It's right down, well, you can see it down in there, I think. That is the only screw holding the body post down. And look how flimsy and thin. I mean, it's awful. To where this one over there here is more of a Traxxas style. Let's see if I can get him in here. More of a Traxxas style body post that is real thick, and it is mounted tight as a tick. They're mounted in the shock towers. Now the shock towers do flex. They do flex, but that's good. I mean, it won't break. If you look at mine right here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a big crack right here where these end links come up, and they are actually mounted in the plastic housing of the gear cover. And it actually broke the gear cover. There's only one screw coming from underneath holding it now. And this is off about maybe a 2-foot jump, if that. Now, this truck here, being the Pro version, costs $249. This truck here, seemed like it was $129. It seemed like for the non-Pro version of the Volcano. But you can see the difference in the quality. If you was to get the Pro version of this, which I think is $249, this one was $249. I think this one's $10 higher, I think. Of course, you can shop around and get better prices. But that's the if you was to get the Pro version, I think these shock towers right here, I think are aluminum on the Pro, but I'm not sure about that. But I do know it comes with a brushless motor and a brushless ESC, and it will run lipos without overheating the motor. But even though it says that you can use lipos in this, now we're only talking about 3,200 milliamps an hour, or 3,200 mile, as some people call it, battery with a 25 or 20 or 25C draw rating. It wasn't much of a battery, but it overheated that motor bad. Now, this in here, you can run a 3,200 all day long. Yeah, 20C. You can run that all day long, and that motor will not get hot. Now, that is one good thing, and it's got a fan on the ESC. But if I had to do it over again, my wife's wanting one, and I'm gonna get her a Volcano. I wished I had never bought this Blackout. I wished I'd spent the extra money and got the Volcano, because it's a lot more truck. And looky here, flat dish tires. See right there? No back spacing at all, or no front spacing, or no dishing. And this thing, you set it down and turn around, walk off, and you turn back around, it's sitting on its lid. I mean, it'll fall over the drop of a hat. Now look at the wheels on this one. See, they've got a dish to them, and it gives you a broader stance. And of course, you got the cooling fins to cool the battery. It's just a good truck. I mean, look at the A-arms, if you can see them. Look at that. Look how beefy that is. I mean, that is just a good built vehicle for the money. You can't beat this sucker for the money. You just can't beat it. And look at this one. Flip them over here. Get them situated. Now see, that right there, I mean, it is stout, but it's nowhere near what the Volcano is. Nowhere near what the Volcano is. It's a lot. The Volcano, it comes out with 8 shocks, oil filled. The Volcano, the Blackout, comes with 4 shocks, oil filled, with plastic caps. These are plastic caps, to where these are aluminum. I told y'all that earlier. These are aluminum caps on these shocks here, and these are plastic. And this is a Pro version now, but now these are adjustable and these aren't. You have to use spacers for these to make them higher or whatever. But it's a lot better vehicle, I think, than the Blackout. The Volcano is. It's just I just wished I bought me a Volcano instead of the Blackout. I mean, the Blackout is nowhere near what the Volcano is. If you're fixing to buy a Redcat, and like I said, for the money, you can't go wrong with a Redcat Pro. Even this Redcat. Now, the battery only lasts about 15-20 minutes, because it's a nickel metal hydride 2000. But I ordered them 2 more batteries so we could run this a little bit longer. And then I'm going to eventually get a brushless motor and a brushless ESC with a fan on it, and try to see if we can't get a little more speed out of it. It's pretty, it's not a hot rod by no means, but it's pretty quick, This one over here will fly. That thing right there is quick. I'm figuring that one right there probably does about 37, 40 mile an hour, somewhere around in there, maybe 45. This one right here does somewhere around about 25, maybe, something like that. But it's got plenty of torque. Matter of fact, if we was to hook these two together, which I won't do because of my gear mesh, the original gear mesh, and I've tried to adjust it, and it just seems like the pinion gear and the spur gear, the mesh don't match up. It just seems like that, and there's a lot of people complaining about the spur gear on these right here going bad, and I think is what it is the pitch is wrong. And I looked at mine the other day, and it is getting wore already, and it hadn't got maybe 6 hours on it, if that. And now this one right here has got about 24 hours, 20 hours, 24 hours, something like that runtime. And it hasn't showed a sign of nothing going wrong. I mean, it is just a heck of a truck. Redcat Volcano EPX, non-pro version, right here for $129, I think. I think tax and shipping and everything is about $140. And you can't beat that for that. Not to mention, you can get aluminum arms and suspension arms and all that. You can get all that for this. You just and you can this one too, which it needs badly. But they need to make an aluminum gear cover right there. Because the link's hooked to the gear cover, they need to make an aluminum gear cover replacement for that. That is just cheesy right there. And I'm gonna get Traxxas makes a 1942 is the part number end links that are a lot beefier and a lot better, but you do have to trim out where the link. Let me see if I can get this right there. You have to trim that out just a little bit because the link is bigger, and if you don't, it'll rub, and that would jeopardize your suspension geometry just a little bit. But I mean, look at how. Let me see if I can find him. Look at how flimsy that is. Only one screw holding it. One screw, and that's just. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a good truck, but it's nothing compared to the Volcano. The Blackout is nothing compared to the Volcano. Nothing at all. And I thank y'all for listening. I hope this helps some. Like I said, this is Russell B. Couples. I am not a videographer. I am not a producer. I am just a man with a tablet with a cam in it and one light. But that's about it. That's as far as it goes. But anyway, I sure appreciate it. I hope y'all